So can you please explain what is growth marketing and how it is different from performance marketing?
And the second but most important part is that we should understand that every action or inaction that the customer does, there is a science to it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Digital Vidya Podcast, where we bring you conversations with industry experts. Our today's guest is Mr. Devranjan Dash, who has deep experience in growth marketing, product strategy, customer acquisition, and long term business growth. Welcome, Devranjan.
Thank you, Raj,
Yeah,
and nice to be here.
yeah, it's a pleasure for me also, Devranjan. So, Devranjan, I want to start with basics first. For our audience, I want to start with understanding of growth marketing. So, can you please explain what is growth marketing and how it is different from performance marketing?
Okay, Raj, that's a very typical present day question. What is growth marketing? And growth marketing will be different from the other performance marketing.
Mhm.
Yes, growth marketing takes shape or takes its shape only when after performance marketing, after the customer has come in to the that of your system. That is where the growth marketing takes steps. The growth marketing starts by increasing the profitability or the CLTV of the customer, while performance marketing stops after the customer has done the first transactions. Or, in other words, growth marketing is doing a repeated transactions, encouraging customers to do the repeated transactions, as compared to performance marketing, which is only about one transaction and that's the end of it.
Okay. So, why so many companies are moving beyond paid ads and now investing in growth marketing? It is helping customers for repeat purchase, or it is helping companies to get more customers from the similar audience?
Okay. Why? So what has happened is that during the time of COVID, there was everybody online. So there was heavy focus on performance marketing. That is new acquisitions, new customers coming in, and they were coming in by droves because that was the online part. Now what has happened is that all of a sudden the investors, it is from the investors, but it has come to that of the founders that hey, it's not only about acquisitions, that is the new customers that is there. You have to do repeat transactions. You have to make profitable. When the focus has shifted from that of scaling up to that of profitability, hence that is what it is made that okay, we coined the new term that is growth marketing. That's how it is.
Okay.
When that's it.
Okay. So, what is the biggest misunderstanding business have about hacking? Is it same than growth marketing or growth hacking is different?
See, every company believes that in growth hacking, just like that of performance hacking, that you go and find out a medium which can give you customers in drove. So that is where hacking comes. For example, Airbnb went and did a hack. It kind of did a hackathon by that of listing its properties in terms of various lists, and that is where it got the hacking. And I got number of customers in terms of acquisitions. So people believe that growth hacking also happens in that way. But growth is something that is about your customers. A customer who is well used your product, not only used your product, experienced your product or services. Now, if your product and services does not entice a customer to repeat, then how can you do the hack? I mean, what can you make the customers? So they believe that okay, growth hacking is possible. That I give extra discount for that of the next time purchase. But if a customer is not satisfied, I mean, I am not satisfied with the product. Why will I go and do the next purchase? I have got enough and more options because now there are options. So if not A, then B, let's take C. So there is nothing called as growth hacking unless and until you know what is your customer is about. You know your customer, and then you can create various experiments and various tactics of that of making him a repeat and repeat and repeat, and then thereby increase profitability.
Okay. Now it's nowadays like we have seen like most of the marketers they focus on getting new customers. So how important is to retention customers? I should say like how it is important to have customer retention compared to customer acquisition. Like you said in growth marketing, the major focus is how we can get word of mouth, how we can have more conversions out of our current customers, and then what all process we should implement. So I want to understand, like what should be the focus? A marketer focus should be to get new customers, or the focus should be to first of all have customer retention.
Okay, so from a marketing point of view, it is even hand. I mean, so you focus on new customers as well as that of the old customers. Unless and until you are an old economy or organization where you have got lots and lots of customers, now
Mhm.
you have got now you can focus on making the existing customers buy more or
Right.
may make more recent purchases or frequency of purchases you can increase depending upon the category of product. I mean, for example, a jewelry company where I consult also is that the jewelry company will have less frequency, but again it has got a high average order value. Now, if there is a high average order value which extends to lakh, so also is the cost per acquisition. I mean, anybody is not going to buy a jewelry. I'm just giving an example. A jewelry worth couple of lakhs online, unless and until there is a trusted name or name behind it, unless and until they have understood that okay, there is craftsmanship and there is guarantee of delivery and everything. So, initial when the customer acquisition happens, it is always about cost per acquisitions, and cost per acquisitions are anyways going to be higher than that of your let's say what is the average ticket size, what is the customer, because it's first time purchase. Now, in case of growth marketing, you go and do repeat it. You have established that equation with that of customers to the for that of repetition and not repetition. You are driving a loyalty, and loyalty is not driven by. I would be extremely sorry to for anybody who is listening to that. Loyalty is not driven by offers. It is driven by your value proposition, product, and product is the main, or services is the main.
Okay. Okay. So, what are the top metrics which marketers measure in growth marketing? Are metrics like customer acquisition cost or return on ad spend, are they still enough, or do we have some other metrics which we use in growth marketing?
So in case of growth marketing, what is basically used is that of CLTV. What is the I mean CLTV is the customer lifetime value.
Value.
How many of them are making?
Yeah.
The other important metric that is also used in terms of growth marketing is that you have to make that you have to differentiate. You have to segment the customers into a number of ways, and you have to trust it with that of a test and with that of a uh, people who do not receive the marketing intervention. That is a test and a group. You have to the control group that is set. So how is the test group representing? I mean, test group and control group has to be evenly divided so that you understand the metrics of that of what is the effectiveness of the communication, what is the conversion rate from that. There is also a conversion rate to that. But important is that how did you value that CLTV, customer lifetime value?
Okay. So, as you mentioned, we should focus on customer lifetime value. So, for a new startup, what is the right stage where they should start focusing on long term growth instead of only running paid campaigns? Because initially, everyone wants to have more customers, and that can be achieved through paid campaigns. So, what is the right time when a startup should focus on long term growth, which includes growth hacking or growth marketing?
So I will try to answer this. This is a bit nuanced question. I will try to answer this in a couple of days. Is that if you are a startup and you are into FMCG, then you understand that the recency and frequency of purchase of the by that of the customer is high. So you can start your retention marketing, possibly retention marketing based on the cycle of repurchases. Let's say ice cream. You can very well map that okay, what is the repurchase, what is the industry standards of repurchase, and what is going to be my repurchase cycle. Do I know the customers and can I drive that repurchase because of my ice cream? So that is going to be different from that of a high end product. Let's say a mobile phone, or
Mhm.
for that matter a earphone. Not high end product, a earphone. A earphone can also be- can a person who has bought a earphone there are a number of companies and there are less best product also. What is going to be the cycle of repurchase? I will not buy a earphone, or for example, we will not buy a earphone every 15 days or every 30 days or every 45 days.
Right.
We will do it after a year's time, possibly.
Right.
So can I, and then that earphone would be an upgrade from the existing earphones, right?
Mhm.
So that is how it depends upon industry standards, but for a industry segment that we are operating in. But the more important thing is that when you have got a sizable number of customers that is transacting with you,
Mhm.
then you should start building up that loyalty metrics or building up that loyal customer base from that a very start. I mean, who is going to be trying to understand who is going to be your target customer, who can be a repeat customers. By taking the feedback of the customers about your product and service, then you can find it out. Okay, you can map out what is the level of service, what needs to be improved, and then can we build on a repeat buy and loyalty circle.
Okay. Okay. So, for most of the companies, their main target is how they can grow their sales naturally without depending on paid ads. So, my question is, what makes a product or a service grow naturally without depending on paid ad platforms? What should be the right strategy? How companies should uh, target their growth so that they can have natural growth instead of depending on paid ads? Like you said, we should have more uh, people who are happy with our service, who are, I mean, making our product shareable with their family members or friends, and then they're talking about our product. Other than this, what do you think? What are the strategies which companies should follow so that they can have their natural growth instead of depending on paid ads?
See, okay, the paid ads are a evil. It's a necessary evil. It will remain. So you
Right.
cannot do away with paid ads. But the fact of the matter is that as product, if you- if let's say we are a product, let's say a product led. If the product is itself sticky, are we trying to understand the customer? Okay. Uh, Let me give an example. How can let's say noise make more number of users come on platform and in more number of existing users to buy more higher products? Simple. They understand nowadays there are apps. They understand what is the usage and how they are, what is the usage, what frequency are they using, and from there, can they understand from the genre of music and suggest that okay, say this is an audio product which is in line with you. So segment the customer in such a way that you understand each of the customer, you personalize each of the customers, and then position your product accordingly what value it serves him or her. For example, if somebody is hearing to only podcast, let's say, and not more into music, can say that okay, we have got ANC, anti-noise cancellation and complete, and you are absolutely you can absolutely in any environment you have got there is no noise.
Okay. Okay.
Can be value proposition.
Yeah.
So you the value proposition has to be according to the customer. The customers have got different customers, different needs, different wants. So can you segment customers based on their wants, and can you segment and based on that want, can you create a product value proposition for that?
Okay. Can you please share more details on product led growth? Like why marketing companies should focus on product led growth and what it means in simpler words. Can you please explain for our audience?
Okay. Okay. Product led growth is nothing but it's the classic four P's of marketing. The four P's says that product, price, place, promotions. Okay. Nowadays we believe that only promotions is the part of marketing. It has become marketing has got into promotions only. So product led growth is basically understanding what your customer related needs are in that category and coming out with that products and testing it out with the product market fit or not. For example, as I said, if somebody is into music, Can you enhance the bass? Can you enhance the treble? Can you give him more controls in terms of the way he wants to listen to music? Or can you also say that, okay, nothing, you are only for using for telecom, so ANC. Similarly, and that is where Apple plays a part, a great. I mean, Apple products, because it has got its own ecosystem, right? Apple ecosystem, iOS, so to understand the
Yeah.
customer.
Yeah.
So the question, product-led growth is about understanding the consumer, the way she or he uses your product, and for why it is being used, and when it is being used, and accordingly creating a value proposition around that.
Okay. Okay. So can you please tell like how businesses can encourage customers to refer others, build communities, and create that word of mouth growth? How businesses can use this strategy?
So the best part is that, okay, uh, for example, if there are you do not, if you have a, if you have got a certain number of customers, and those who have loyal customers, if you identify them as loyal customers, one way is that how you track them is that if they are all on the same platform at certain point of time, and then you say that, okay, hey, the X number of people are using Y kind of things to enhance their experience,
Right.
and can you do it? So on and so forth. But again, as I said, community is built based on different experiences that you give, and I am talking about from that of a, let's say, very minimalistic point of view. For example, decathlon. I mean, decathlon. It creates a community of sports. There are badminton enthusiasts, there are hikers, there are trekkers, and so on and so forth. So they go for that of, so their community building is based on the fact that, okay, if you have got people and friends like minded, get them on. We are going on a trekking. This is the trekking nation kind of thing. We are going for trekking on this day, and we are all are welcome, including the loyal customers being more customers. Similarly, if I have got a service like that of a, let's say, suggest a service if you can.
I think it can be a subscription based service, maybe for Netflix or any other.
Okay, the coolest example is the Netflix.
Right.
Then it does not require, because the fact of the matter is that in Netflix there is password sharing. You ask that, okay, hey, you want to, this program is very nice, go and watch it. That is the easiest way of building a community of net.
Okay.
One important part here is that of Crunchyroll. For example, Crunchyroll. In case of Crunchyroll, it is all about animes, and people are crazy about animes. Now, Crunchyroll can build a community by that of making a cosplay kind of episode. But not only the teenagers are there, but also see various elder people are there who are into that of the anime world. So
Okay.
how do you gel those communities? Not only cosplay, you create events, and then you understand from that of who is watching what. You create them that, okay, we want the best of events. We want to create an event where the best dressed gojo is going to win a Crunchyroll award. An
Right.
award night maybe. An award night maybe also be there in terms of your cosplay.
Okay. Okay. Now, as you mentioned, like people are using different strategies. So, what do you think? Which organic marketing channel is creating the biggest impact nowadays in growth marketing?
The biggest organic channel is direct. The
Direct.
direct channel.
Okay.
Direct channel. I mean, somebody saw this, somebody happened to see you, and somebody happened to see this, his friend or some is there wearing this, or some stranger is wearing this. He directly walks into your store, or he directly checks in your website or app. That's the best way, because if it is organic, because that search will always be branded, and once you know that you are scoring high on branded surface or branded organic, you are fairly home. But that is a milestone that needs to be achieved for that of each of the industries or industry segments.
And what is the usual time a industry takes, let's say 1 year time, 2 year time? What is the ideal time which a company should target for a new startup, that we should have that brand visibility and people are recognizing us with our brand?
Uh, ideally, I would not be able to say in terms of timeline that of okay, 1 year is enough, 2 years is enough. But ideally, you should have a fair bit of following in terms of organic reach by that of a period of 15 to 18 months. Because I have been a part of startup where, I mean, I'm talking about the time when Amazon Prime and Netflix are not here. I'm
Mhm.
talking about 3G being sold. 1 GB of 3G was sold at 600 rupees. That is the time. In
Okay.
that time, there was one of the organizations which I was working for was myplex.com, and myplex.com had all Hollywood movies which you can rent or which you can subscribe to. I mean, you can buy it out
Okay.
and you watch it. We had, I mean, within a period of 12 months, 13 months, 13 months onward, 12 months was where we scaled up, but we saw, saw a lot of organic visits happening from that of 13th month onwards because of the fact that, okay, I will say that one of the events was gravity, another event was various, I mean, another event was Sandra Bullock and George Clooney happening. So so a lot of organic traffic started building up after a period of 13 to 14 months. So I will say that
That is
you
an
can
ideal
take
time,
that.
saying that that should be the ideal
Ah,
time which
mm,
every startup should target.
yeah, where startups should gear up for that of hey, what is happening? Where am I going?
Okay. Okay. Got it. So I want to talk about AI now. Like, as per you, like, how is AI changing the way growth marketers understand customer behavior? Like you mentioned, like the largest point to be measured is the brand visibility. But with the AI usage, do you think these things have become easier, or there are new parameters which marketers are checking these days with the help of AI, which can help them to understand their customer behavior in an easier way?
So AI, okay. Here it is the way. There are various tools to measure consumer behavior. You actually track the consumer behavior. Now
Mhm.
AI has made life bit easy for the marketer to understand, to not understand, but to measure those. I mean, okay, oh, somebody, how do I segment the consumers in terms of that? But the real nuance is understanding that okay, behind that behavior that you are seeing, what is that driving it? Which AI cannot give.
Okay.
AI just gives hard facts. I mean, it gives you, hey, you are wearing a gray color shirt. These are the number of people who are wearing gray color shirt. But why are they wearing gray color shirt? Is there anything about the gray color shirt? Is
Okay.
where the marketeer's intelligence comes into play.
Okay. Okay. So, according to you, can AI replace human creativity or in growth marketing, or will marketers always need both AI usage
Uh,
and the creativity of getting more customers and the customer retention?
AI can help you scale up.
Okay.
It can help any marketer scale up. I mean, it can not only help in scale up, but it can also shorten the time to market, which otherwise was lost in terms of getting creative elements in place. Shorten the time to go to the market, but marketer will always remain.
Okay. Okay. Are you using an AI tool or any analytics tool
Yes, yes.
initiatives?
So I have been using R extensively, and now in terms of AI, I use AI to write the R codes. I no more write the R codes, but
Okay.
the R codes which I used to write used to give me a certain data. It used to give me exploratory data analysis. It used to give me a certain let's say regression.
Right.
Same. Now I automate it with that of using of AI. It gives me a regression equation. But understanding that regression equation, what to value, what not to, I mean, how does it change,
Mhm.
is up to me. Because the AI will not tell me that okay, hey, this is a regression equation and you can use it in this way. It is up to me how to do it.
Okay. So you are using R. Okay. Now I want to talk about customers. Now every customer want a personalized experience these days, right? I want to understand how a brand can personalize their marketing without making customer feel that it's not for them. It's not comfortable. So, according to you, what are the strategies which brands should follow so that they can make their personalized experience for their customers, which can help them for their brand growth? You have
Yes,
some case study, you have some example, you can share that also, which you might have implemented somewhere.
definitely. Personalization begins only when you identify the customers and you identify him or her uniquely. And you identify, once you have identified him or her uniquely and understand over a period of time what is her browsing behavior, or what is, I mean, it can also be used in offline. If I have identified a customer, I understand that, okay, Miss X comes to my showroom, she browses these sections, and then she picks up this, or does not pick up. She adds to the cart. She takes out this many things, and finally bill shop does not pay.
Mhm.
Okay. If I am able to understand from that of the, if Miss X is there and it is in an offline setup, I can I personalize it by that of having her assistant saying that, hey mom, this is a new product in this brand, which is the last time that you have bought, and then how about leading her from there. Likewise, in case of website or a app, you have got personalization based on identification of the consumer and browsing behavior. So you have got the top browsed and in the last time browsed if you want to continue browsing. So all those things
It's
can be
7
built up.
o'clock.
And the most important fact is that if we are seeing that, okay, a person only browses and does not talk and leaves a lot of product in the cart, what can be not an offer, not an offer, but how can the cart be, how can he or she be made to make that transaction? What is that?
So, is there any growth metric which help us to measure this data? Like everyone focus on sales and revenue. For growth marketing, do we have any special metric which can help us to measure this data which you have just shared? The
So
customer.
one of them can,
Yeah, yeah, please.
yeah, one of them can be used as the uplift model. And what is the uplift model? My graph is like that of, let's say, continuing. I mean, this many number of people come, this many number of people transact. If I have done any changes, if I've done personalization for this segment, let's say for only a particular segment, what has been the increase in terms of people checking out, people adding to the cart, and or people adding to the cart and people checking out. That can be an uplift model. What can be? It can also be an uplift model in terms of if I'm understanding uh, what is the effectiveness of my UI UX, what is the browsing time. So depends upon what is that you are trying to measure. I mean, what is that changes that you have brought, and what how that change can be you. What is the metric that you use for that of change behavior? If I am talking about browsing time, let's say Netflix. Let's say example. If more number of people spend more number of hours browsing, that means okay, hey, this has worked. If
Right.
more number of people, if more number of people have spent time, if I have changed my browsing carousel, and
Right.
I have placed all the products along with that of lesser watched movies in the same carousel. What is that the user is picking up, and what is the play time? Based on that play time, I can I can further go back and analyze. Okay, this user generally watches this. So can I recommend that, or maybe a recommendation can be in terms of genre, it can be in terms of movie actors, actress, directors, so on and so forth. I mean, he likes sci-fi movies or he likes action. That can be a clear cut prediction. But particular, let's say, particular actor, that leads to finer decisions.
Okay. Okay. I want to talk about like building a career in growth marketing. So, if someone aspire to become a growth marketer, what do you think? What are the skills a person should build so that he can join a growth marketing team?
First is that he or she has to have a marketing, I mean a marketing knack of things. I mean what a customer likes, not likes. There is a lot of psychology in it. There is a lot of, I mean, guessing work in it, but psychology is the main one. One is that he or she should have a knack of marketing. And last, and the second but most important part is that we should understand that every action or inaction that the customer does, there is a science to it. You know, we should we should understand that science for understanding the art
Okay.
of
Okay.
marketing. Yeah.
Okay. Other than this, do you think any digital marketing skills are required?
I mean, digital marketing first, you have to savvy with that of number of there are plethora of tools, which more or less helps you do a lot of things which are in common and which are not common, and each of the tools got its own nuances. So
Okay.
more the number of tools you have, more you have in terms of understanding that okay, what is the trick to it? How do I use that tool? But ultimately, it's all about data, the science of the data, and the art of the marketing.
Okay. Okay. I want to talk about startups now. So let's say if startup do not have a marketing budget, what is the right strategy which they should use to focus so that they can achieve growth? Do you think there is a possibility without a marketing budget, a company can have a growth?
I mean, every startup believes that their product or their services is God's gift to mankind, but unfortunately, it's not. So marketing has to be a part of it. I'm, I'm being as candid and as blunt as possible, but marketing has to be it. However small, however minuscule it has to have. Because if you are not going ahead with it, or if you are not placing the product in front of your, let's say marketing is not about expensive, it's about investment. Tomorrow, if I am doing let's say I'm a trader,
Mhm.
I'm a trader of jewelry, fashion jewelry. If I do not have shops, create a shop in that of, let's say, mall, or not in the mall, but in that of flea market near a mall, how will the customer know that okay, you are a dealer with us?
So we need to
Yeah,
have some presentation. It can be in the form of video, it can be in the form of posters, it can be in the form of showroom, but the
yeah.
presentation should be there. Okay.
Presentation should be there. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So where do you see this growth marketing heading over in the next 3 to 5 years? Are you looking any changes which marketers are using which is helping them to grow their businesses? Or it's the same which we are using for the past, let's say, 3 4 years?
So the past 3 4 years have shaped the growth marketing in such a way that people are now talking growth marketing in terms of tools. Okay, we will have Clevertap for MarTech. We will send WhatsApp. We will send push notifications, then WhatsApp, then SMS, then email. Otherwise, we will directly call.
Right.
These are the tools. Then we will have a CD2 platform where we have customer data platform or a Salesforce like that platform where we record what is the customer conversation is that, what is the important points, and from there we. But that has resulted in terms of growth marketing being not mechanized.
Mhm.
Now, what is mechanized? Okay, if X happens, then you send Y.
Okay.
If Y, if Devranjan does not react to Y, then you send Y2, so on and so forth. And at the end of it, you find that okay, if let's say out of 100 people you send it across, if 5 people have reacted, you say that oh, I have achieved 5% growth because 5% of the people. But the fact of the matter is that those 5% would have anyways reacted,
Okay.
if at all. The question is, it is not mechanized. It should not be mechanized. It should be more thought oriented in
Right.
terms of it, because now when you are sending across mass like that, okay, well, if X, Y, and so on and so, and tweeting both Raj and Devranjan as one, where is the personalization in it?
Okay.
For example, you are wearing full sleeve shirt, I am wearing a t-shirt. I might be comfortable in t-shirt.
Right.
I find it comfortable. Or if my organization allows me to wear t-shirts. So, so according to that concepts, those concepts, it has to be nuanced with that of understanding, not that, okay, shirt, send the same message.
Okay. Got it. My last question is like, if you could give one piece of advice to a business owner or a marketer who wants to move beyond performance marketing, what would it be? What is your one advice for a person who wants to get into growth marketing but he's dependent on performance marketing?
One advice is that the performance marketing dependency is going to remain forever, but you have to reduce that dependency on performance marketing. So yeah, you can name it as growth marketing or you can name it as any marketing that you want to do, but you have to build on what is your existing customer saying, because those are where your profitability will kick in. Otherwise, as what expected, you would always be posting a loss and raising the VC's fund, raising VC's fund and raising VC's fund.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Devranjan, for sharing your valuable insights. It was a pleasure having you on Digital Vidya podcast. I'm sure that our audience has gained a much better understanding of growth marketing and why long term customer value matters and how business can grow and have sustainable growth. So, thank you very much. Thank you for having this session with me.
Thank-
Thank you.
Thanks for inviting me. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Raj.